Hello everyone, welcome to my new channel. Today I'm going to do a very simple glowing summer makeup look with all MAC products. I have my gorgeous model Hasna today in my studio. So first I'm starting this look with MAC Primer in Natural Radiance. This primer is best for dewy looks or for people with dry skin, and I'm applying this all over her face with my MAC 159 brush. For foundation, I'm mixing a bit of Face and Body foundation in C3 with Studio Fix Fluid Foundation in NC30. I'm using the same 159 brush, and I like to really stipple the product and buff it well so there are no harsh lines and patches. I'm avoiding the under eye area because foundation can sometimes crease under your eyes. Most people generally have darker forehead due to sun exposure, so start applying foundation from the center of your forehead and blend outwards. Make sure to thin out your foundation as you apply it on the perimeter of your face. For concealer, I'm using MAC Prep Prime Highlighter Pen in Bright Forecast. It has a peachy undertone and it brightens the under eyes too. Hasna doesn't have heavy dark circles, so I'm using only this and blending it with a MAC 217 brush. Now I'm lightly dusting some loose setting powder with MAC 224 brush on the under eyes and her chin, center of the nose and her forehead where she would usually get oily later. I'm also using a little bit of this shade Cream from the Studio Sculpting palette just to brighten the under eyes a little bit more. To contour her nose, I'm mixing the two shades Taupe and Sculpt from the same palette and applying it on the sides of her nose with the same MAC 224 brush. To sculpt her cheeks and jaw, I'm using the MAC 164 brush and using the same two shades and applying it on the hollows of the cheek and on the jawline. Because Hasna does not have a large forehead, I'm not going to contour her forehead. To bronze her face, I'm using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Dark with the brush number 168 on the areas where the sun would naturally hit. For her blush, I'm using this really beautiful Sheertone blush from MAC, which is called Sunbasque, and I'm applying it on the apples of her cheeks and then blending it again with the foundation brush I used earlier. I'm also applying a tiny bit of the same blush on the sides of her forehead, also on the chin to give a little bit more color to her face. To shape her eyebrows, I like to first take a spoolie and brush the hairs upwards and outwards. I'm using this MAC eyeshadow Brun to softly fill the gaps on her eyebrows. Hasna has naturally beautiful eyebrows, so I'm filling only the sparse areas and creating a slight ombre effect. I don't like to darken the inner parts of the brows, so I'm shading it extremely lightly. Now I'm using a clear brow gel to set her brow hairs. You can also use some hairspray on a spoolie instead of a clear brow gel. To prime her lids for eyeshadow, I'm using the MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre and I'm applying this with the brush 286. I'm basically applying this all over her lid from the lash line to the brow bone and blending it really well into a very thin coat. To set the eyeshadow primer, I'm using the same shade Cream from the Sculpting palette, applying it with the MAC 217 brush. So this way, the eyeshadow will blend quite easily. To contour her eyes, I'm first using this shade Soft Brown from MAC, using a very fluffy soft brush which is number 224, starting from the outer corner and blending it inwards in circular motions right on the crease. Next, I'm taking this shade Mulch, which has a velvet finish, with this brush 219, which is a pencil brush, and I'm applying it lightly on the outer corner and creating a small V shape so that it gives even more definition to the eye. This gives a very soft, kind of like a smoky eye effect, and I'm blending this well with the 224 brush without any more product on. Now I'm spraying some Fix Plus on my shading brush from MAC and taking this beautiful pigment called Melon, which is a loose pigment, and tapping it right on the eyelid. This gives a very beautiful duochrome effect. You might get some fallouts, but don't worry, all you have to do is take a large fluffy fan brush and just fan it out. And I will use a clean 219 brush and apply the same pigment Melon to her inner corners to brighten it further. To add some more depth, I'm using this beautiful chocolate brown eyeliner called Costa Riche and applying it only at the outer corner of the lash line, and then blending it with the same 219 brush I used to apply the Mulch eyeshadow, just adding more eyeliner so that it gives more definition, and blending it so that you don't see a harsh line. Also applying this on the lower lash line so that it gives even more definition and makes the eyes look big and bright. Now I'm setting that eyeliner with some soft brown eyeshadow using the same 219 brush. The only non-MAC product I'm using here is this mascara, which is Lancome Grandiose Mascara, but you can use MAC in Extreme Dimension Mascara in Waterproof, which is an absolutely stunning mascara. And just applying this generously on both upper and lower lashes. To line her lips, I'm using the MAC lip liner in the shade Boldly Bare, which goes really well with the lipstick I'm going to use next. So the lipstick I'm using today is Velvet Teddy, which is really beautiful and very famous lipstick, which is most of the time also sold out at MAC stores. It is so beautiful on a lot of skin tones. As the last step, I'm using MAC Fix Plus in the scent Rose all over her face, and I'm going to let it dry so that the look is complete. So here you go. This is the complete look. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And please subscribe because this channel is new and I plan to upload a lot of videos like this. See you guys very soon. Bye.